Chief Kickabitch of the Slap-A-Hoe Nation sent us an update here.
Oh, here we go.
On Charlie Jr., or maybe it's an old Charlie story. I'm not sure exactly which one yet. I love to read these cold because they're so well written. I noticed as Blake read the other one that it did a piss-poor job of proofreading it, so I took the time to correct some of the errors and omissions, and he's given us an updated version of this chat here. Early spring of '76, Charlie and I attended the municipal auction to pick up a couple of used police motorcycles.
Ooh.
We were underage, so we had one of my older brothers take title when we acquired 4 1969 Harley-Davidson FLH Electroglide 1200 Police Specials.
And you know what? If you would have saved those, they'd be worth a fortune today.
Oh, I bet. For a total of $1,575.
Okay. Well, that's 1970-something money, so.
Still,
it's like $6,000.
The plan was to make money by fixing them up ourselves. That we had to store them at Charlie's while getting them running just right was a convenient loophole to get us around our parents' prohibition on owning them while living in their houses. That the sale of just one of them put us in the black even after parts purchases shut my mother up.
Ooh.
These kids knew how to make money.
Money talks
Damn.
and bullshit walks.
You guys were geniuses. Evil geniuses sometimes, but geniuses, I think, overall. It was late January of '77, approximately a year and a half after Charlie more or less twisted my arm into climbing West Rock with him when my chance to get back at him finally arose. I'd been trying to figure out how I was going to balance those scales for almost 19 months, where the opportunity finally presented itself. The winter had been unusually cold, with daytime temperatures fluctuating from slightly above to slightly below zero for almost a month, when it suddenly plunged to 10 below and remained there for 2 weeks.
Wow.
That'll send your balls up into your abdomen.
Yep.
During this time, various weather reporters were gleefully reciting conditions and events caused by the unusual cold snap. Long Island Sound was frozen over, and when the ice reached a thickness of 2 feet, New Haven Harbor was closed to all traffic, including natural gas deliveries. A tug was crushed sufficiently by expanding ice that the hull was cracked. Damn! There was barely time to allow the crew to escape before it sank after almost arriving dockside.
Ooh.
That is fucking crazy.
Wow.
When the ice was 3 feet thick, they reported that it was strong enough to drive a car over. Meanwhile, local politicians were on the news claiming that it was unsafe to walk on due to currents, disturbances by shipping traffic, ignoring the fact that the sound was closed to all shipping. In the interest of public safety, of course, more likely to raise revenue, a slew of ordinances were passed in towns up and down the coast fining people for walking on the ice.
Yeah, listen.
Naturally.
No, hey, listen. You fuck around in the ice.
No, things can happen.
I tried to never, ever walk on frozen water like that because I fell through the ice once.
Oh, I bet that was...
The only reason I'm still here is the scoutmaster ran up, reached in, and pulled my ass out.
I bet that was invigorating.
And they're like, oh, yeah, the ice is like 2 feet thick. You should be fine. I'm like, okay.
Just after our local ordinance went into effect, one of the city councilmen and his family were ticketed for violating it. After the cops got mad when just a couple of dozen skaters had their tickets dismissed, our local ordinance was hurriedly amended to include a ban on ice skating. They failed to include a ban on what Charlie and I were about to do.
Oh.
Not that it would have stopped us if they had.
Yeah, I was the same way. Oh, you can't do that? Is anybody watching?
Get ready. I'm going to pour myself a shot for this. I want to try this night side. You want to try some of this?
Yeah. Hang on.
Oh, yeah.
Come over there.
Here, I'll pour this, and then I'll hand it on over to you. I recommend y'all do the same.
That's enough right there.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. First, I had to enlist the aid of my cousin, Eddie, a.k.a. Special Ed. If you got a cousin, Eddie, what can I say? Shitter's full. I didn't want to because we called him Special Ed for good reason. But he had a pickup and was one of the most close-mouthed people I knew, so I had little choice. I had one too, but I needed mine to drive Charlie to the embarkation point where Special Ed was waiting with both bikes already unloaded from the bed of his truck. When we got there, I said, "Come on, let's get ready to go." He didn't need to ask where. All he said was, "Oh, no."
That's the typical gleep, glop, flip, floop-de-doo response.
Yep. Well, I mean, he did almost get them arrested doing that rock climbing stunt, so I can see where this is going. I quoted his own words back to him. "Are you afraid? If you are, we can forget about it." He said he was, and I admitted that I was too, but the ice was there, so I had to do it.
You got to do it.
I had previously snuck the wheels over to the Harley dealership 25 miles away to have new tires with ice racing spikes screwed on mounted. Charlie was ready to cream his jeans when he noticed them. While he admired the work, I tossed him a bag of my other preparations, a present containing ski pants in his size, woolen earmuffs, and a pair of really cool mirrored sunglasses.
Nice.
No point getting lost because of ice blindness. I also had 7 Zippo hand warmers for each of us, 1 for each inside each boot and glove, 2 for inside our ski jackets, and 1 for inside of our scarves to keep it warm inside our helmets to prevent frostbite, and a suction cup compass for each of our windshields.
Oh, all right.
Planning ahead.
Hey, if you're going to break the law, you want to be prepared.
Absolutely. After suiting up, we took off across the sand, down the boat ramp, and out onto the Sound. People out walking on the ice in disregard of the $100 fine gawked as we raced past them at the start of a 20-mile mad dash across the ice.
Nice!
We were racing, too, averaging just over 80 miles per hour.
Okay.
As we swapped the lead back and forth, we noticed the rooster tail of crushed ice kicked up by our spiked wheels. Cool. We hit the sand of the Long Island beach at about 40 miles an hour, came to a stop within about 50 feet, and took our helmets off to look back the way we came. What a rush.
Yeah.
Charlie looked at me and said, "Man, over the years we drank so much communion wine, we probably could have made that trip during the summer." Ready to start back? I nodded, so we donned our helmets again and flew back across the ice to be greeted by the cops trying to flag us down as they passed out tickets to the people they rounded up on the ice.
Yeah. Okay, we're stopping. Not.
We ignored them. Yep. We roared up the boat ramp and we departed from, and a quick discussion was held. We were cold. The wind chill was brutal, but the ski garb and Zippos made it bearable. We took off back out to sea, where the cops got to within 25 yards. I noticed that while their attention was diverted as we rode off, the people they had not gotten around to ticketing were quietly making their getaway. Quick, create a diversion. Even Special Ed was smart enough to realize that he should bug out, and since my truck was legally parked across the street from the beach, nothing could be traced back to us. When we were out of sight from shore, we headed back northeast to a beach 2.5 miles from where we had just been. We couldn't stay to break the cops' balls because I didn't have a license to ride since my parents wouldn't allow me to get one. Charlie had his because he was 3 months older, and I had a month to go before I turned 18. We had to make a run through a neighborhood off the main drag and go down a long hill to pull into Pasquale's to get off the streets until the heat died down.
Okay.
It was still early in the day for liquor, but Pasquale smelled a story when he saw those spikes, so he poured us all a shot as we unreeled our tale. When he asked us why we ever did something so estúpido, I had to explain that it was to pay amico mio, my friend, back for a previous grand adventure he treated me to, which had led to more grappa, and Charlie telling the West Rock story. Grappa, huh? That's some serious shit.
Yeah.
Pasquale said he wished that he could have joined us, so Charlie offered to take him out riding behind him, and I offered him my gear to keep him warm. Maria Carmelina was ready to kill us both, but he told her we were good boys, maybe a little stupid, but we meant no harm. We also explained that we didn't mean a ride out to Long Island again, only a few miles up the hill and back. No point tempting the fate who cuts the thread of our lives.
Yeah.
So they suited up and off they went. She forgave us when they got back, and she saw that the old boy had some of Charlie's fire in his eyes. The excitement rolled off of him in waves.
Nice.
Besides, you can't stay mad at a couple of punk kids who remembered you and did your shopping and other errands while it was too cold for you to go out.
Yeah.
Charlie later told me that they hit 90 on the straightaway.
Damn!
I felt all warm inside, but maybe that was from the grappa. A few days later, the city's tiny weekly newspaper, the West Haven City News, since renamed the West Haven Voice, published a short story about the two bikers joyriding offshore, including an unconfirmed phone tip that they rode all the way to Long Island and back. The article ended with a warning from the police that such behavior was dangerous, along with a plea asking people to please not ride motorcycles on the ice.
That was back when they were saying that we're going to have another ice age.
Of course.
I remember that. I remember the big...
Leonard Nimoy narrated it, for fuck's sake.
Well, the 1978 blizzard here in Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I was 10 years old.
I wasn't born yet, but my dad told me about that.
Yeah, and I got stuck shuffling all that goddamn snow, and it was so thick I had to go out like every 2 hours because...
Yeah, we used to get like brutal winters.
Yeah, I mean, we got... just trying to think. I was only 10, so it got to the point where I'm literally trying to throw the snow like way over my head. Holy crap.
Yeah, I remember getting snow days or whatever and still wanting to hang out with my buddies and having to walk over to 5 houses down in waist deep snow.
Yeah.
Because it was that deep.
Yeah. My buddies lived across the street, Chuck and Eric.
Yeah.
And they would come over and we'd set up the Sizzlers on snow days. You remember they're the little cars, you plug them in, put them on the track, and they have only one speed, which is, death.
Death, yeah, exactly.
And we literally would sit there for the entire day and just race the cars, drink soda, eat Little Debbie, cook, my first girlfriend's, snack cakes.
Snack cakes, huh? Yeah, little Debbie snack cakes.
Good times, good times.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Pop for Supporters Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the Meat Gazer box.